we will have our mission moment from Ruth.
Thank you, Pastor Karen, and thank you for the honor to be able to share my ministry with the folks at Zion. I came to Romania at the end of October, October 30th, and I have three different areas that I minister to here. The first, of course, is through a church setting. We actually rent two classrooms in a school, and we minister to anywhere from 15 to 25 unchurched families. And I usually teach Sunday school in English slash Romanian every other Sunday to them and play some games and sing songs and things like that. The second place where I minister to is called Reaching Out Romania, and that is actually a sex trafficking shelter. And Yana Matei is the president there, and she saves mostly teenage girls from the streets of Romania and gives them a place to live. She can house anywhere from 10 to 12 girls there, and right now there are, or since I left there a couple months ago, they also have two babies there from those young mothers. The third place where I minister to is called Touched Romania Hager Home Maternal Center. And they are actually run by the Bucharest International Church. And they can house 2 to 4 young mothers and babies. And they're usually rescued from some kind of physical abuse type home. So there's a lot of babies or young children that can live there. Pastor asked me to specifically talk about how things have changed because of the pandemic as it is in Romania. And one word that I can narrow it down to is scary. It's scary to have to wake up and translate Romanian headlines through my laptop to understand what's going on because of the government security issues on the internet. I cannot access things like ABC or NBC or CBS like you folks can. And believe it or not, I get most of my news through Twitter, of all places, and YouTube. We have a curfew in place here, so no one is allowed outside after 10 p.m. And I'll call them seniors. Folks that are 65 and older can only leave their homes between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. In the day. When you do leave your homes, it can only be to do absolute essentials. That means going to the nearest grocery store to your house or to the pharmacy, or if you have a doctor's appointment, that kind of thing. If you leave the house without your ID or a formal statement, it's a declaration that specifies exactly where you're going and in the order you're going to. If you're caught outside of your house without those two items, the fines are instilled, and the fines are anywhere between $450 and $4,500 equivalent in US dollars. And they're not appealable, and they must be paid in full within 2 weeks, or you are subject to go to an off-site quarantined area which you would have to pay for that particular lodging and food for being there. So you have to be very, very careful when you go outside. There's police and military out there. So I limit myself to go out of the house 1 time a week to go to the grocery store. And that's unusual for me. I usually go 2 to 3 times a week because I walk and it gets too heavy when you can only go once a week. I have a 94-year-old neighbor, and she's actually shorter than me. If you've seen me, I'm barely 5'1", and she's about 4'10" or 4'11". And I ask her what kind of groceries she needs, and I will get them for her. And 2 weeks ago, she asked me to pick up this special coffee bean for her. So I picked that up. And this past week, when I dropped it off, she asked me to help her onto the elevator. The elevator here is, I live on the 7th floor. The elevator is a death box. It's just a 3x3 little cube, very rickety, very scary to go on there. So I helped her get on, and here she comes with this little It looks almost like this, a little coffee pot. It holds 1 cup. It has like a little spout on there. Inside mine, it says it holds 0.5 liters, but I think it's less than that. So I got on the elevator. She comes with her little coffee pot with a little, like a piece of cardboard on top so nothing will fall in there. And we got off at a different floor. And here she is. She's ministering to our 98-year-old neighbor. Bless her heart. So, what I mean to say to you and pass on to you is always be humbled. Here I'm thinking I'm doing my good deed for the week by helping my 94-year-old neighbor. She totally paid it forward by helping her 98-year-old neighbor. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 6 says, "Humble yourselves, therefore, under God's mighty hand, that he may lift you up in due time." Thanks for this ministry moment.